elasticity in today's lecture, but let's understand what is elasticity as a whole. So when I say percentage change in the quantity of any commodity, say ice cream is the commodity, say this commodity is ice cream. So what is the change into the demand of the ice cream? When there is change into the price of the ice cream, so that will become the price elasticity of demand. So when I substitute this D, determinant or factor, with price, it will become the price elasticity of demand. When I substitute this D with the income, say if I say income, so what it should become? If I say that what is the change into the quantity demanded of ice cream, if there is some change into the income of the society, that will become the income elasticity of demand. If I say there is some change into the price of the related goods, say price of the ice cream, say price of the cold drinks, it becomes cross elasticity of demand. So what are you observing? If I say that it is nothing but the change into the advertisement which put an impact onto the elasticity of demand. So in this determinant, I will write down, rather than advertisement, I will write down the advertisement elasticity of demand, rather than another goods price, the advertisement, the number of advertisement. So in the same way, the price of the substitute goods, or the ratio of change into the price of it. So when we talk about the elasticity, the simple formula is percentage change in quantity demanded of any commodity with respect to percentage change in any factor which put an effect into the demand. Right. Now, why it is important and why do we read it? We will understand this only if we read all these 5 types of elasticity one by one. So let's read the first type of the elasticity, that is known as the price elasticity of demand. Let's understand it further. Right. So let's start with that. Price elasticity of demand. So what is the price elasticity of demand? As you can see here, this is the formula. Percentage change into the quantity demanded divided by, with respect to percentage change into the price of that commodity. So here, the factor is price, or the determinant is price. When we will study the income elasticity, so this P will become the income. But right now we are not studying the income elasticity, we are studying the price elasticity. So what is price elasticity? Percentage change into the quantity demanded of a certain good with respect to percentage change in price. Now what does it mean? What does it mean? It means that if I increase a price of a product, say by 5%, say the prices of the ice cream has increased by 5%, what will be the effect on the sales of the product? Whether the sales will increase or the sales will decrease. So first thing is that as per the law of demand, if I increases the price, what will happen? Sales will go down. Okay, that happens. But why I am studying it? I want to check that if I increase 5% price and my sales is decreasing by just 1% or 2%, is it beneficial to increase the price? The answer is yes, because the change in price is bigger one, but the quantity decrease is smaller one. That means if I increase the price, my profit will increase because lesser customer will, very few customer will go out of the market. Even after observing this change, say for example, if the price of the necessity product without which a human being cannot survive, say that the price of the diesel increases by 5%, what will you do? There is no other option. You need to purchase the petrol and diesel, at least for short term, at least for another 1 year, 6 months or 2 years. So if the prices of the necessity item increases, there is very small or lesser change into its demand. So it gives the benefits to the petroleum and the diesel companies, right? And if the price of a particular product increases, say by just 5%, and the demand drops very significantly, say it is an unimportant item for the people, then the elasticity will be very high and the seller should not increase the price. So if we know about the price elasticity, a seller always knows that whether I should increase the price of my product or I should not, because if I increase my price of the product and relatively there is a less sales decline, then I should increase it, I will get more profit. But if I increase the price of the product and if the demand decreases sharply, then I should not increase the price of the product. Rather, I must give discount to the customer to earn more profit. That is the use of the price elasticity. Further, you see this example. There is an example. If the price of a commodity, say X is any commodity, say if it decreases by 20%. So I write down here further. Percentage change into the price. How much? I will divide it by 20%. Okay. Okay, so if the price of the commodity decreases, here it is a case of decrease in price. Remember, if there is a 20% drop into the price, so as per the law of demand, the sales should increase, right? And the quantity demanded increased by 60%. 60%. That means if I decrease the price by 20, if I give the discount to the customer to the 20%, the sales will increase 60%. So should I give the discount or not? I should give the discount. So what is the answer? 3 is the answer. Negative. You ignore this negative sign. In the price elasticity, we always ignore the negative sign. Remember. Now you should ask a question, sir, why in price elasticity we ignore the negative sign? Hear me out very carefully. Price elasticity can never be negative. Why? Only in one case it may be negative. However, it is never been negative. It never been negative. Why? Because price and output always share an opposite relationship. If the price increases, demand decreases. So always the relationship is negative. So it always ignores the negative side. Right? So price elasticity here has come out to be 3. So what is the learning? The learning is if the price elasticity is greater than 1, I should give discount to my customer. I should reduce the price to increase my sales, because if I reduce the price, more customer will come. Now, what kind of product that could be? That could be a luxurious product. That could be, say, if you give the discount, if there is a 5-star hotel, right, and if it gives the discount of 20% during the off season, the more customer will come, right? If they give the discount, the more customer, because it will be affordable for them. But if the 5-star hotel increases the price of its product considerably high, then the people will not come in the off season. Maybe in the season, the people will come, those who can afford it. But in the off season, they will not come. So there is a generalistic rule. If the price elasticity is more than 1, give discount. And if the price elasticity is less than 1, you cannot give discount, but you can take the leverage by selling it at the higher prices. Increase the price to get more benefit, to get more profit. So when we talk about the price elasticity, it has further, when we go ahead, price elasticity can be divided into the 5 different types. Let's understand that one by one. You will better understand this concept, right? I'll give you the example also. Case 1. Case 1 is known as a perfectly inelastic demand. So first of all, I'll write down the formula for you. What is the price elasticity of demand? What is the formula? Percentage change in quantity, percentage change in quantity demanded. Change. This is a sign of change. Then in quantity demanded, QD, yeah, QX, whatever you want to write down of a particular commodity with respect to percentage change in the price is known as the price elasticity of the demand. Now, case 1, we will see price of the same commodity. See, when you will get this straight line, and what is the meaning of this straight line? Let me tell you. Perfectly inelastic demand. What do you see in this curve? We see there is no change into the demand. See, demand is fixed. There is no change. There is one point. It is fixed. Even though there is change into the price. Price has increased from P2 to P1, or maybe it has decreased from P1 to P2. So maybe it is going down, or maybe it is going up, whatever happens. But the demand is not changing. That condition is inelastic condition. So look, let's put all these things into this formula. You will understand it better. So if there is no change into the demand, so if there is no change, that means a 0 change into the demand. So percentage change in demand is 0. But there is some change into the price. Say, for example, I write down, say there is 2% change into the price. And there is 0% change into the demand. So what will be the value? When 0 is divided by some number, what does it mean? When 0 is divided by some number, what you will get? 0. What you will get? 0. So therefore, we call it inelastic demand. So when we say inelastic demand, price elasticity of demand is equal to 0. In this particular condition, the demand curve will be a straight line like this you observe here. So it is a straight line when elasticity is 0. Now, what kind of good it can be? First of all, my dear friend, it is a hypothetical situation. In reality, it is very difficult to find any good which is having perfectly inelastic demand. That means there is infinite change into the price, but there is no change into the quantity. There is no such good in this world. But for the convenience, we can take the example of salt here. Just for the convenience, I am taking the example. Say salt. If the prices of the salt increases by 5%, 10%, we use it a very little quantity. Second, it is already very less priced product. If you see the commodity basket of a human being, what is the percentage of the budget you spend on the salt? Insignificant, very insignificant. You spend considerable onto the education of the children, house rent, yeah, EMI of the house, yeah, other things. But in the salt purchase, you spend very little, insignificant. Since this contribution is insignificant, since its price is very less, so even if there is 4%, 5%, 10% change into the price, there is no change into the quantity demand. It's not like that if the prices of the salt is very high, you will start eating it less, and vice versa. It will never happen. It may happen though if the prices of the salt will become 2,000 rupees per kg, which is imaginable, which is not, I cannot imagine this, right? So in rarest of rare condition, it will happen. So I can say that salt is nearby fulfilling this condition. However, it is a hypothetical situation. It is not a practical situation. Then if it is a hypothetical situation, then why do we study it? We study it because we need to understand the other types of elasticity. Just to develop a concept, we are studying it. So first case, I hope you understand, is known as the inelastic demand. Inelastic demand is 0 elasticity. Why it is 0? Because there is no change into the price quantity. However, there is some change into the price. Case 1. Case 2, we see interestingly, now there will be some change into the quantity. You see the second diagram. This is a practical situation known as the inelastic demand. This is applicable on the necessity product like edible item, food, energy, right, medicines. On this area, you will find out the inelastic demand is there. What does it mean? What do you see in this diagram? There is a larger change into the price, a bigger change into the price from P1 to P2, but there is a very small change into the quantity. See, this is very small change into the quantity. So when the change in quantity numerator is less than the change in price denominator, say there is just 1% change into the, say there is just 2% change into the quantity. If I change the prices of the product by 10%, maybe if I increase the price or decrease the price, but there is very little change into the quantity. Why? Because this is important product. We cannot live without it. So its elasticity, if you solve it, it will be 0.2. 0.2. And this 0.2 is always less than 1. It is always less than 1. So when we say if the price elasticity in this case is less than 1, If it is less than 1, it is known as the inelastic situation. The example could be edible item. Say if the prices of the wheat, which is very important, it is our staple diet, if it increases by 5%, there will be some drop into its demand, but not very significant. Right? Say if there is a 5% increase into the prices of the wheat, there is hardly 1 or 2% drop into the sales of the product, because we cannot live without it. If somebody is heart patient, already consuming the heart medicines, right? If there is 10% increase into the demand of the price of the medicine, there will be some drop into the price, but not major drop will be there, because it is an important product. Now you should always ask, sir, why some? Because there will be some poor people, those who cannot afford that 10% increase. So they will be eliminated. Those who can afford, definitely they will eat, right? So the point is, here in the second case, inelastic demand is always less than 1, and the curve become a bit steeper now. It will be a steeper curve, right? And what kind of product it can be? Necessity product can be. The, say example, say medicine, wheat, edible item, WHEAT, wheat, I can give necessity item is the case here. Now we move to the third, unitary elastic. Unitary, as the name suggests, what is the meaning of unitary? Unitary means 1. Simple. Unitary means 1. So when we will get the 1, we get the 1 when we divide numerator and denominator with the same number. When there are same number onto the numerator and denominator, it will become the 1. So say if there is 5% decrease or increase into the price and resulting into the same decrease or increase into the quantity, the value will be 1. Again, this situation is less observed, because such perfect combination is rarely observed. However, it is there. So you can see here, the difference between the price is exactly the same, the difference between the quantity. If you use the scale, the distance will be same, the amount will be same. So it is a unitary elasticity. So when the elasticity of a price is equal to 1, it will become the unitary elasticity case. Usually in the normal goods, it happens. Normal goods, Normal. I don't have pen tab. I'm just using my tab. 1 second. मैं cursor का इस्तेमाल कर रहा हूँ, so maybe it is a problem. I'm using the cursor. So normal goods can be the example here. NORMAL. So normal goods can be the example here. Now, what are the normal goods? The basic goods, the clothing item, the toothbrush, the paste, soap, the electric bulb, etc. These are the normal products. However, they are interchangeable. These two terms are interchangeable. Very rare. Even some of the edible items like fruits, vegetables, they are the normal goods. Right. Next is the demand, elastic demand. Now, देखिए, most practical situation you will see this one, second one inelastic, and the fourth one elastic. Now you will see the situation quite often, quite frequent, and sellers are using the situation. We are the marketing students, we are the management students, so we are more concerned about the seller as well as we should be concerned about the buyers also. So see the elasticity here. What do you see? More changes into the demand, significant change into the demand, very little change into the price. So if there is a say 5% increase or decrease into the quantity, just there is 2% change into the price. What will be the value? Value will be 2.5. 2.5 is greater than 1. 2.5 is greater than 1. So here I can write down that if the elasticity, price elasticity is greater than 1, if this is greater than 1, this is known as the elastic demand. Elastic demand means more change into the demand as compared to the lesser change into the price. What kind of goods it can be? It can be luxurious good. It can be the hotels, where if the hotel gives discount, people book more. If the airlines give discount, people would book more, right? If the air conditioner give discount, people may buy more. If there is heavy discounts on the car sales, bike sales, people will purchase it more. So these are the elastic product. My dear friend, remember, we are studying economics. Economics, no single concept can run an industry, firm, or the organization or the society. There are multiple concepts which run simultaneously, which work simultaneously and put an impact onto the demand of the product. But here we are considering only one factor, that is a change in price with respect to other things. We are keeping other factor constant. However, if you say, so you can also debate with me, you can say, sir, no, it is not necessary. Some of the luxury items are very costly. Yes, we have seen. See, if there are limited edition cars are there, then these are the Veblen product, conspicuous product. All rich person would like to purchase it. So whosoever pay more, they will purchase it more. That is the case of exception to the law of demand. There may be any other factors which is working, but usually when we consider only quantity and price and keeping all other factors constant, then we can say if we give the discount, usually the sales of the product increases because the elasticity is more than 1. And now the last one is the opposite of the first one. What do you see? Just opposite. Just opposite. In the first one, what do you see? The demand was fixed. Here, the price was changing in the first one. In the fifth one, the price is not changing. Price is fixed, but the demand is changing automatically. What kind of good it could be? That means there is sudden increase into the demand of the product, although say there is a 5% increase into the demand of the product, but there is no change into the price of the product. So when any number is divided by 0, what do we get? We get infinite. So here the elasticity, price elasticity is infinite. Again, there is no such practical example, because the moment the seller observed this, that there is a huge demand of the product, demand is increasing, they used to increase the price of the product to moderate the demand, or automatically it happens. Automatically it happens because there is limited supply. And when there is a supply cut, because you are not able to satisfy the society, the demand has increased suddenly. So obviously, yes, those who can pay more will get it. Those who can pay less will not get it. Like gas, suddenly the price in the black market, the gas has increases up to 3,000 rupees, 3,500 rupees in the black market I'm talking about. So those who can afford it, they can purchase it. Rest of them are not purchasing it. So it is again an hypothetical condition. Just to build a theory, we use it. So we have studied the 5 types of price elasticity of demand. Perfectly elastic, where elasticity is equal to 0. For inelastic, where the elasticity is less than 1. These are the example of necessity products. Elasticity is equal to 1. Again, these are the example can be of the normal and the necessity product. Elasticity greater than 1. The example of the high price product, usually the luxurious product, but normal product can also fall into this category. High end normal product can fall into this category. Say the price of the Dove. Dove is a high end soap. Now, if it is giving discount, then there is a chance that people will buy more. Though soap is a basic commodity, but if I classify the soap with brand, it will be giving the different scenario. I hope you are getting it. So there are 5 types of price elasticity. So before I go ahead, I would like to see, have you understood? Is there any question? So I would like to take the question first, and then I can see. Let me check my chat box. I don't see any question into the chat box Q&A. Harsh is asking, how does elasticity affects various goods? Harsh, that is what I have explained. Okay. Mahesh, I request you please note down the related question into the chat box. Questions related to the student's query, related to subject. Mahesh, I request you to please send the question from the Q&A to the chat box. Those who are related with the, yeah, कोई बात नहीं, आप करते रहिएगा आगे ना. Next is, let's move ahead, my dear friends. So we have understood the elasticity, price elasticity in its right. Now the question is how we can calculate it. There are many methods of measurement of price elasticity of demand: total expedition method, point method, and arc method. Let's understand these 3 methods one by one. So there are 3 methods of measuring the price elasticity of demand. First method, you can see arc method. Second is point elasticity, and the third is total expenditure method. Now, what do you see? You see this formula. You may be thinking this is a very tough formula. No, sir. It is very simple formula. This formula has been derived from the same old formula of price elasticity. Simple formula. You see this and these elasticity of demand, total expenditure method, point method. Many methods of measurement of price elasticity of demand, total expenditure method, point method, and arc method. Let's understand these 3 methods one by one. So there are 3 methods of measuring the price elasticity of demand. First method, you can see arc method. Second is point elasticity, and the third is total expenditure method. Now, what do you see? You see this formula. You may be thinking this is a very tough formula. No, sir. It is very simple formula. This formula has been derived from the same old formula of price elasticity, EP, where elasticity says the percentage change in quantity with respect to percentage change in price. It is derived from that only, right? So if I say percentage change, I hope you know, you are an MBA student. In class 5th we study, or 6th we study what is percentage and what is the percentage change. So if the sales of the ice cream, if the price of the ice cream is 5 rupee, and if the price increases from 5 to 10, what is the percentage change into the price? Initial price is 5 rupees, final price is 10 rupees. What is the percentage change? We calculate it like this: 10 final price minus initial price 5 rupees divided by the initial price 5 rupees, multiply by the 100. So that will give you the percentage change into the price. So what will come out? Obviously, by looking into the figure, it is always 100%. If you solve it, 10 minus 5 will be equal to 5. 5 divided by 5, 1, and it will be 100%. So obviously, yes, if the prices are getting double, that is 100% change or increase into the price. This is how you calculate it. So what does it written here? The same thing is written here. I will show you how. Just have patience. But you should know what is the percentage change. I will not teach you what is the percentage change. I expect you to know this thing, and it is class 6, 7 syllabus. So how this formula has come, it is a very easy understanding. Say percentage change in the quantity. So change into the quantity. I can write this change into the quantity like this. I can write change into the quantity. How I can write it? Change into the quantity Q2 minus Q1. What is Q2? Q2 is the final quantity and Q1 is the initial quantity. Increase in quantity from 5 to 10. So 5 is the initial quantity and 10 is the final quantity. And what is the initial quantity? 5, that is Q1, and the final quantity. So this is change, right? So how should I derive the formula? Let me tell you now. I hope you are getting it. So if I write down this thing, however, it is not required, but still you should have the thorough knowledge that how these things have come up. Otherwise, I will say directly learn this formula and calculate it. But I feel that you should know that how we are getting it. So percentage change in quantity is elasticity, EP, is equal to percentage change in quantity. So Q2 minus Q1 is the change in quantity. And if I say percentage change divided by initial quantity, multiply by 100. So ये हो गया numerator, only numerator, percentage change in quantity. But if I want to calculate the elasticity, I have to divide this thing by percentage change in price. So P2 is the price, final price. P1 is the initial price divided by the initial price multiplied by 100. These 200 will cancel out if you will solve it. There is a mathematics rule which you will study in class 7th, that numerator will become the denominator and denominator will become numerator. So this P1 will go upside down. So this P1 will go up if you solve it further, and this Q1 will go down. Q1 will go down and multiply this Q2 minus Q1, yeah, Q1 minus Q2, whatever you want to keep, you can keep it, divided by P1 minus P2. अब ये तुम्हें कठिन लग रहा होगा, but है नहीं. When you will write down its numerical, when you will do it numerical, you will find it easy. Now, what do you see now? Again, you will see, sir, this formula is actually different from this formula. The answer is yes. Why? Because this formula is of the point elasticity. What is the point elasticity? When we calculate the elasticity at a particular point, you see, I will drive a curve here. Here on the y-axis, there is a price. On the x-axis, there is a quantity. Right? This is the demand curve. So if I say calculate the price elasticity at this point, exactly at this point, so I'll take the price of this point and the quantity of this point. Right? So there is a very minute change, insignificant change. Therefore, we have not kept the range. So when the point elasticity will come, this formula will come. But when the arc elasticity will come, what is the difference between arc? Arc is a part of the circle. So that means I have 2 points now, 1 point and the 2 point. Another point I have. So these 2 points. This is say price 1, this is say price 2, this is say quantity 1, and this is say quantity 2. Now this is an arc. This gap is an arc. What does it mean? Find out the price from this point to this point. The method is same, percentage change in quantity divided by percentage change in price, but just we take the average of the price and average of the quantity. Therefore, you see this difference. This P1 plus P2 and this Q1 plus Q2 has come, where in point only P1 was there and Q1 was there. Here we have added this Q1, P2 here, and we have added the Q2 here. If we add Q1 and Q2 here, because we take the average of the price and average of the quantity, the formula will become like this. Method is same. So my job is not to tell you the method, but still I told you, though this is not my job. Reason being, I am an economics faculty, so my job is to tell you the application of these formula. So, but I thought that I should tell you that it makes your concept much more stronger. So why, what do I call it? Usually I don't tell students. What do I call it? I call it arc elasticity. Why do I call it arc elasticity? Because if this is a demand curve, what is the elasticity? If there's a price change from one point to another point, say P2 to P1 divided by Q2 to Q1, right? So what is the change into the price? That is known as the price. So you can use this formula. Simple formula is there. For the simplicity, you can also write down this formula like this: P1 plus P2 divided by Q1 plus Q2. You can write these things at the one area, and you can write these things at the, like this. You can write for the simplicity P1, so that it will be easy for you to learn it. P2 divided by Q1 plus Q2 multiply by Q1 minus Q2, right? Divided by P1 plus P1 minus P2. So what this formula I have written and what is printed here already, it is actually the same, no difference. Just a shuffling is there. So this is the arc elasticity. That means from one point to another point. We will take the numerical example also. Don't worry. This is the point elasticity. This is the simplest method to tell you the price elasticity, but it gives you a vague idea that what is the value of that elasticity. Say if there is a straight line at the center, always, if this is the midpoint of this line, at the midpoint, the price elasticity will always be equal to 1. Unitary elastic. Anything more than this, anything above this, will be relatively elastic. Elasticity will be more than 1. So at the point A, you can see the elasticity is more than 1. At the point M, you can see here, this is the point M, the elasticity price. So between this point to this point, the elasticity will be more than 1 up to infinite. Below the midpoint, the elasticity is from 1 to the 0. That means less than 1. So at the B, you find out the elasticity is less than 1. So if you find out some elasticity figure there, you can get an idea, right, that what is the elasticity. There is a third method. Again, this gives you the vague idea that what is the value of elasticity, whether it is more than 1, less than 1, or equal to 1. It will not give you precise value. Precise value only you can get through this arc method, right? Now I will rub because I need some space. Now I'll tell you total expenditure method. Very interesting method and very easy method also. But it requires certain knowledge of certain logic rather than knowledge. So if you need to use your logic, very interesting. So what do you see here? E stands for expenditure. Okay, whenever we say, if I go to the market, say if you go to the market to purchase mango, right? So quantity demanded of the mango, right? Say 5 kg mango you purchased. 5 kg mango you purchased. And the price of the mango is, say, 100 rupees per kg. How much money you spent? 5 kg mango you want to purchase, and the price of the mango is 100 rupees. You purchase, you spend, your expenditure, your spending is 500 rupees. Agree? Agree? Very simple. There is no rocket science. So I go to the market, I purchase the mango 5 kg, the price of the mango is 100 rupees per kg. I end up in spending, say, 500 rupees, right? This concept we will use if we want to find out the elasticity using the total expenditure method, this one. Look here, look at my cursor. If the price of a particular commodity goes down, total expenditure method I'm telling you. If the price of the particular commodity goes down, there is a golden rule. Its quantity consumed as per the law of demand will go up or down. Now, by this time, you should know. If the price goes down, the quantity demanded should go up. If the price goes down, the quantity demanded should go up, right? And here it is equal to the expenditure, like the mango. Okay. So if the price of the mango go down, its quantity demanded will go up. That is the law of demand. So what do you see? Both arrows are in opposite direction. Both arrows are in opposite direction. And if you see the price goes down and quantity demanded goes up, but your expenditure is increasing. But your expenditure is increasing. What does it mean? What does it mean? It means your expenditure is increasing. It means in spite that prices are going down, so quantity demanded is going up and your expenditure is also going up. So see, expenditure and quantity are in the same direction. What does it mean? What kind of product it could be? It means if the price goes down and quantity goes up and expenditure is increasing, it means the elasticity is less than 1. It means the impact of quantity is change in quantity is more on your expenditure. I repeat, impact of change in quantity is more onto the expenditure because this change in quantity will impacting the expenditure more, right? Dekho, one thing is going up, another thing is going down, one thing is compensating the other. But here that means that shows this is dominating. And that is the reason why the overall expenditure is increasing. So if you see, say for example, I'll take an example. So in this case, the elasticity is less than 1. I'll take an example. Say just take an example of such a situation that price go down, but the people will not consume the product very much high. Say rice or wheat. Again, the necessity product. It happens with the necessity product. If necessity product elasticity is less than 1, we have seen it into the earlier slide also. Say if the price of the wheat goes down, people will not consume more wheat. There is a slight increase into the wheat. Say if the price of the wheat goes down by 5%, there will be some increase into the consumption by 1 or 2 odd percentage, right? Right. So this is impacting more onto the elasticity. Therefore, elasticity is less than 1. This is the case. You can see here what I have just told you. If you use this logic opposite way, say this: if the price of the quantity, okay, I'm sorry, one second, just a mistake, wrong circle. One second, give me a second. Just eradicate. Understand from this figure only. I would not like to make you more confused because otherwise you will be more confused. Don't worry. Let's see this example first. If the prices are going down and the quantity is going up as per the law of demand and expenditures are going down, that means the impact of the price is more onto the expenditure. Price, that is the numerator in that is the denominator into the formula, is influencing the expenditure, and therefore the elasticity is less than 1. Similarly, let's take this example, the another example. If the price goes up, this arrow is going up, and as per the law of demand, the quantity goes down. As per the law of demand, the quantity goes down, and the expenditure goes up. That is, again, the price is moving the expenditure. So learn by this. This is an easier way I will tell you. If the movement of the price curve and the expenditure curve is in the same direction, both are going down or both are going up, then the elasticity is less than 1. If you see that the price curve and the expenditure curve goes into the opposite direction, if the price goes down, as per the law of demand, the quantity will go up, but the impact of the quantity is more onto the expenditure. That means quantity is always at the numerator. Quantity is moving the entire expenditure. Change in quantity is more than the change into the price. So how can you learn? If the price curve and the expenditure curve going opposite direction, the elasticity is more than 1. Similarly, if the price and the quantity going into the opposite direction, the elasticity is more than 1. Right? So this is known as the total expenditure. Again, I will tell you. I'll give you the crisp conclusion. So the conclusion is, if the price and the quantity are moving into the same direction, the elasticity is less than 1. Price elasticity is less than 1 this case, because this expenditure and price are moving into the same direction. Both of them are going down here and both of them are going up here. If the price and the quantity expenditure goes into the opposite direction, then the elasticity is greater than 1, because numerator is stronger, change in price is stronger here in this case. And here in this case, numerator is weaker, change in quantity is not affecting, rather change in price is affecting the entire movement. I hope you understood. Now let's take one formula. Take pen and paper. So there are 3 methods of calculating the price elasticity. We have learned all 3 of them. And now that is the arc method, that is the point method, and that is the total expenditure method. We shall solve a point elasticity, price elasticity formula also. We will use this formula to solve a problem. So let's take a problem. Let's see this box. see this box, right? Here it is the price and here it is the quantity. I use the ARC formula. This is the golden rule when we are clueless about the directional change. That is price, whether it is increasing from 5 to 10 or price decreasing from 5 to 10. I don't know. If I don't know, I will use the ARC. I will take the average of the price and average of the quantity. So of course, this is say P1, just for convenience, just for understanding, I'm writing it down. P2, though I'm not getting it that whether the price is moving in what direction. And this is the Q. Say if the prices is 5, quantity consumed is 10. If the prices has 10, the quantity consumed is say 30. Is say less, I should say. I should write down here. Say 4. Say 4. Because at the higher price, lesser quantity will be consumed. So I say this is Q2 and this is Q1. So this is Q1 and this is Q2. Now this is a question given to you. This is the question. Question is, if the initial price is P1, if it is increases to P2, that is 10, and initial quantity is 5, is 10, when the price was 5, the quantity is 10, and then the price was 10, the quantity is 4. If these things are given to you, find out the price elasticity. Which formula you will use? You will use this formula. You will write down the value in this formula. What is Q1? Q1 is 10 here. So Q1 is 10 here. Minus what is Q2? Q2 is 4 here. Divided by, so Q2 is 4 here, as you can see. Q1 plus Q2. What is Q1 here? Q1 here is 10 again. And what is Q2? Plus 4. Multiplied by change price, average of the price, P1 plus P2. P1 plus P2 means 5 plus 10. Right? We will write down 5 plus 10. Similarly, P1 minus P2, 5 minus 10. We will write like this. Solve it. Next step. 10 minus 4, 6. 10 plus 4, 14. Solve it. Multiply. 5 plus 10, 15. Divided by 5. 5 minus 10, 5. Ignore the minus sign, no issues. Solve it. 5 3s are 15. 2 3s are 6. 2 7s are, what is the value I'm getting? It is 3 multiplied by 3, 9 by 2. Divide 9 by 2, you will get the elasticity. 9 by 7, sorry. You will get the elasticity. Whatever value will come, somewhat 1.56, somewhat value will come. So this is how you can use this formula to calculate the price elasticity, right? So you will get precise value. Now this is the numerator is bigger than the denominator. So elasticity will be greater than 1. So what kind of product it can be? It can be a luxurious product. It can be a normal product. It can be a high-end product. I hope you are getting it. So that was the first type of price elasticity. Now we will take the second type of the elasticity, that is the income elasticity of demand. So what is the formula? The formula will be changed, same. The percentage change in quantity demanded, numerator will be same, but only one thing has changed here. Instead of the price of the same product, we are calling it income. Income of individual or income of society. So when there is a change into the quantity demanded with respect to change into the income of the society or the individual, it is known as the income elasticity of the demand. So symbolically, how you can write it down, this is the formula, the same formula. This is the change, initial quantity and initial demand, final quantity, final demand. That means what does it mean? It means D1 minus D2, quantity demanded. You can also write down the Q1 or Q2, doesn't matter. It is the same thing. Change in price, income, multiply by the initial income, Y1, and initial quantity demanded. So you can use Q, you can use D, hardly matter, it is the symbols which are representing. So Y is here the income, Q, D is the quantity, don't get confused. And what is this change? I told you earlier also, change means change in demand. What is the change in income? This is the change in income. Delta Y is equal to Y1 minus Y2, Y1 minus Y2. Don't forget this. The concept will be the same, right? Okay, so quickly I'll tell you that how to calculate it and what does it mean and what are the applications of this. Very quickly I'll tell you because we always have less time. Okay, so now there is a formula which has been given to you. And you can see there is a question also. Original demand, that is initial quantity demanded is 400 unit of certain product. New demand, 700 unit, because the income of the society has increased. Earlier, the individual income was 4,000 a month in a society. Now it is 6,000 a month in a society. Therefore, their consumption of certain product has increased from 400 to the 700. These are the normal goods or the luxurious good, because in the case of normal goods and the luxurious good, with the increase in demand, their consumption decreases. But in the case of the inferior goods, with the increase into the income, the consumption does not increases. So whosoever goods with the increase into the income, the consumption increases. They are luxurious goods or normal goods. But with the increase into the income, those goods whose consumption rather than increasing goes down, they are inferior goods. Remember that in the last lecture also I have told you this. So what you have to do, you have to put all these things into this formula. That's it. So what is change in demand? First is T1 minus D2. So 700 minus 400. What will it give? It will give you 300. Simple. Change in income. Matlab, there is a change in income. Initial income was 4,000. Final income was 6,000. So 6,000 minus 4,000, you will get 2,000. Of course, 6,000 divided minus 4,000, you will get 2,000. You get this. Similarly, what was the initial income? The initial income is Y. The initial income is 4,000. Here it is written, original income. This is the original income. What is the new income? New income, what is the initial quantity? Sorry, this is the initial quantity D. So initial quantity is 400, original quantity, hey, see, original quantity. So I will write down 400 here. Solve it. 300 divided by 2000 multiplied by the 4000 divided by 100. So you cancel out these two zeros, right? These 0 with these 0, 1 left. I will cancel out this with this 1 left. 4, cancel out 4, the 1. So 3 divided by 2, 1.5. So income elasticity is 1.5. It is positive. It is positive and it is more than 1, right? Now, what does it mean and what does it interpret us? When income elasticity is positive, here in this case, now my dear friend, price elasticity can never be positive, can never be negative. Remember, price elasticity can never be negative, it will always be positive. But income elasticity can be negative. I repeat, income elasticity can be negative. Why? I am telling you. Here, the numerical which we have solved, it is a case of point number 1. Income elasticity is positive here. It is positive, 1.5 is positive, nothing negative is written out there, right? So the commodity is normal, used in day-to-day life. As I told you, it will be a normal good, right? It is positive and it is more than 1. It is a normal product. As I told you 3 minutes back or 5 minutes back, what if the income elasticity is negative 1.5? What does it mean? It means these are those products whose sales has reduced with the increase into the income of the society. The income of the society has increased. Samaj ki income badi, kamai badi, but their consumption has not increased. Say jwar, bajra, bidi, right? If your income will increase, you will stop smoking bidi, you will start smoking cigarette. It will increase further, you will start smoking the cigar if you are smoking lover, right? Smoking is injurious to health, right? Okay, so this is the second case. When the income elasticity is negative, they are the example of inferior good. Jwar, bajra, bidi, bicycle. When the income elasticity is positive and greater than 1, like here you see, it is positive also, it is greater than 1, then the commodity may be luxurious product also, right? When the income elasticity is positive but less than 1, so it is also possible that it is positive. Say for example 0.5, the income elasticity is 0.5. Now 0.5 is positive because negative sign is not here. Here negative sign is not here. When negative sign is not here, we consider it positive. So when income elasticity is positive but it is not negative, it can be essential products. And when income elasticity is 0, that means there is no impact of change in income on the purchase of such product, like matchbox, salt. I gave you the example. Again, salt is a kind of product. See, if your income will increase, you will not start eating more salt, or you will not start using the more matchbox, right? Because they hold very insignificant space in your budget, right? So that was the concept of the income elasticity. I hope you understood it. Now the third type of elasticity is the cross elasticity. Very interesting and phenomenon. Okay, cross elasticity depend upon the change into the quantity demanded of one product on the change into the price of the another product. Say if there is a change into the price of the tea, what will be the impact on the change into the quantity demanded on the coffee? That kind of problem are taken care by the cross elasticity, right? So the percentage change into the quantity, remember this, quantity of a commodity, say X commodity, but the price of the some other commodity, but this commodity is related to X. The price of the Y commodity is increasing. Say the percentage change into the tea is, there is a change into the quantity percentage of the tea with respect to change into the price of the coffee. That is what we need to see. So you see this example, you will understand it in a better way. Symbolically, we represent it by EC, and the formula is always same. Change in DX, change in PY. DX means quantity demanded, P means initial price, and D means initial quantity. Just see this problem. Price of the tea increases from 4 rupees to 6 rupees per cup. You go to the market and you find that the price of the tea has increased from 4 rupees per cup to 6 rupees per cup. The demand of the coffee increases to 50 cups, from 50 cups to 90 cups. Why? Because the price has is dearer now. There's a 2 rupees increase into the price. So people say, okay, price of the tea is increasing, let's have some coffee also. There may be some kind of people. So it shares the opposite relationship. They are competitive product of each other, substitute of each other, right? So what will be the cross elasticity? How you will calculate it? We will calculate it in this manner. Just see, it's very easy. So you see the first one, this one. Change in the quantity demanded of X. X means change into the quantity demanded of coffee. X. Quantity demanded is always at the numerator. Therefore, change into the quantity demanded of X. From 50 cup to 90 cup. So 50 minus 90 is equal to, you all know, 40. 90 minus 50. This is how you get this. Change into the price of the product. Price of the product means the price of substitute product, other product. The price of the tea has increased from 4 to 6. So the change into the price from 4 rupees per cup to 6 rupees per cup, there's a 2 rupees addition. So change is in 2 rupees. Initial price of the tea, starting price, 4 rupees. Starting price, starting demand of the coffee, when this change was not observed, it was 50. You solve it, you will get this value. Say it is I think 1.6, it has cut down somewhere. If you will calculate it, it will be 1.6, right? 0, 0 cancel out, right? If you calculate it, 2, 8 divided by 5, 4 multiplied by 2, 8 divided by 5, it will be somewhere around 1.6. So cross elasticity has come out to be 1.6 in this case. You know what is cross elasticity? Percentage change in quantity of one good with respect to the percentage change in the price of the another good. That another good can be complementary product, that can be substitute product. This is an example of the substitute product. However, there can be the example of the complementary product also. In case of the substitute product, cross elasticity is positive. In case of the complementary product like tire and car, like petrol and car, the cross elasticity is always negative. The cross elasticity of complementary product is negative. The cross elasticity of substitute product is positive. Why complementary product is negative? Because if there is increase into the price of the petrol, the impact on the sales of the car will go down. The opposite relationship always. Sales will go down because car and petrol are related. They are not competitors to each other. Therefore, in case of complementary product, the cross elasticity will always be negative. So there are certain things which you should note here. Number one, cross elasticity of demand is positive in case of substitute goods like tea and coffee. High cross elasticity of demand exists for the commodities which are having the close substitute. Take a very important thing. The commodity which is like Pepsi and Coke, they are very strong competitor of each other and close substitute of each other. Almost similar in taste. So when do you see high cross elasticity, that if there is a slight change into the price of the Pepsi, you will say there is a huge change into the sales of the Coca-Cola, right? So you see this phenomenon here, like Pepsi and Coke. The cross elasticity is zero. That means there is no relationship between the two products. Say for example, stainless steel and the ice cream. There is no relationship. They are independent of each other. Cross elasticity between two goods is negative. That means they are complementary to each other, like ink and pen, petrol and the car, etc. This is the cross elasticity of demand. Similarly, we have advertisement elasticity of the demand. Advertisement elasticity of demand says that the percentage change into the quantity demanded of a product with respect to percentage change into the number of advertisement. The same formula will be used as you have used into the price elasticity. The same formula will be used as you will see into the income elasticity. So there is no differences into the formula. Finally, there is a substitution elasticity. I will tell you the meaning of substitution elasticity with the help of the example. You see, its formula is percentage change into the quantity ratio of two goods divided by percentage change into the price ratio of the two goods. Remember, this is the formula. Take a click of it. Its method is a bit tricky, not very difficult, but bit tricky. Just take a note of it. Now, if you see this method, you will quickly understand it. It will take 5 seconds to understand, 5 minutes to understand. Here's my cursor. So Ram is a person who brought two products, cheese, 2 kg cheese and 2 kg butter. When the price were 10 and 20 rupees respectively, that means the price of the cheese was 10 rupees and the price of the butter was 20 rupees per kg. Perfect. When the price of the butter increases by 30 rupees per kg, the price of the butter has increased by 30 rupees per kg. So they stopped. Of course, then the butter will become costly. Those people will take cheese more. So the people will buy more cheese 3 kg. Earlier they were purchasing 2 kgs. Now they are purchasing 3 kg. And butter, of course, they will reduce. So the quantity consumed of the butter has reduced. Find out the substitution elasticity. That means in what ratio the people will substitute butter with cheese, right? That is what we need to do. In what ratio the people will substitute butter with cheese. Step 1. There are few steps. Remember, step 1. Find out, number 1, find out the ratio of the initial price of the cheese and the initial price of the butter. So initial price of the cheese and the this is cheese, and initial price of the butter. So what was the initial price of the cheese? Here it is given, 10 rupees. Initial price of the butter, 20 rupees. 10 divided by 20, it is 1.2 or 0.5. There is no rocket science, very simple. Step 1. Step 2. Initial quantity of the cheese. What was the initial quantity of the cheese? 2 kg cheese divided by initial quantity of the butter. 2 kg of the butter. So 2 kg cheese, 2 kg butter. So of course the ratio is quite simple. It is equal to 1. Perfect ratio. Step 2. New price ratio. Price of the butter has increased. It is now 10. Earlier it is now 30. Earlier it was 10. The price of the new price ratio. The new price ratio we need to find out. New price ratio means the price of the cheese and the price of the butter. Price of the cheese is same, but the new price of the butter is 30. It has changed. So the price of the cheese is same, but the price of the butter has changed. So it is 30 rupees now. There is no change into the price of the cheese, right? So cheese price divided by the butter price. That will be the new price ratio between the cheese and the butter. Initial price ratio was this one, cheese and the butter. Initial price ratio was this, 10 divided by 20. But now the price of the butter has changed. So new price ratio is 10 divided by the 30, 1 by 3. New quantity ratio. So of course, the quantity consumed has also changed now, right? So what is that change? New quantity ratio, 3. Now the people are eating 3 kg of cheese and 1 kg of the butter. Earlier they were eating the 2 kg of the cheese and the 2 kg of the butter. This was the initial. But the new ratio is this 3. So in step number 1, we find out the old ratio. And in step number 2, we find out the new ratio post the change into the price of the product. Now we have 2 ratios. Now let's finish it off. So change into the price ratio. It is not ration, it is ratio. Change into the price ratio. So what was the price ratio? New price ratio is this. Therefore 1 by 3 I have written here. What is the old price ratio? Old price ratio is this. Therefore I have written half. The change into the price ratio is minus 1.6, or you can say this one, 0.167 minus me. Change into the quantity ratio. What is that change? The new quantity ratio, the new quantity is 3 and the old quantity is 2. So 3 minus 2. What is the change? So it is the 2 is the change. So the numerator, change into the quantity ratio and change into the price ratio, we got it. These two things. Step 4. Substitute elasticity would be, just see, percentage change into the quantity ratio of two goods divided by percentage change into the price ratio. So the quantity ratio has changed and the price ratio has changed. Quantity ratio has changed. Where is the quantity ratio? 2 divided by 1. 2 divided by number. Where is the 2? Where is the 2? Find it out. Here is the 2. Change into the quantity. divided by initial quantity. This was 1 was the initial quantity ratio. Here it is. Initial quantity ratio. This is the change into the quantity ratio. This is the initial quantity ratio. Therefore, 2:1. Change into the price ratio. This is the change into the price ratio. Minus hai. Change into the price ratio. We have used minus here. Change into the price ratio. This one. Divided by initial ratio. Initial ratio was this. Solve it. You will get minus 4.5. I will not teach you how to solve it. Please solve it yourself. It is basic mathematics. 2 divided by 1. It is 2. And then further you please divide it. This divided by this, and then whatever the value will come, if you will divide it, you will get minus 4.5. So that means if the prices of the butter will increase, the change into the consumption will be 5.1 per rupee change into the price of the butter, right? So the people will shift to the cheese more. With the per rupee change into the price of the butter, there will be the more consumption of the cheese, right? So this is the substituting ratio. What we have learned the application of price elasticity of demand in today's lecture. Earlier we have understood demand and the concept of the exception to the law of demand, categories of various factors which put an impact onto the demand, and elasticity of demand. It has been done by us today. Let me check how many questions are there. I'm 100% sure thousands of questions will be there. We have already crossed the time. So I would request you to please keep those questions for the discussion board. Don't worry. I request you, because already we have crossed 10 minutes. This unit is a bit tricky and bigger one. Don't worry. However, there are very less question. I can handle it. The question number 1 is, sir, please explain elasticity. How does elasticity affect pricing decision? Yes. If the price is greater than 1, that means you can discount to the customer. If the price is less than 1, don't give discount to the customer. You can increase the prices of the product and earn more revenue. Why does the percentage method give different elasticity value dependent upon the base value creation? I'm not getting it. It gives the same elasticity value, but the difference is only in the point and the arc. Next question. Is it possible if the price goes high, then the demand will also go high? Yes, it is possible, only into the exception of the prices. And the price is low, then the demand will also go low. Yes, I have already explained it. Whosoever has asked, these are the cases of exceptions to the law of demand. I taught it into my previous lecture, not in this lecture, but in the previous lecture that has been explained. Please refer that lecture. Recorded lecture will be uploaded onto the LMS. Because of many factors like given goods, Veblen goods, conspicuous product. Minus sign in case of price elasticity we ignore. Price elasticity cannot be minus because already it has a negative relationship. Income elasticity can be minus. Okay, sir, if the formula of all the measurement follow the same change and initial value, why does using different? It hardly matters. Don't use a symbol. There are two things. However, it matters. Let me tell you. If you are given about the direction of the change into the prices, direction is visible, given, then you can choose the point elasticity formula. You need not to take the average. But if the direction is not given, you should use the arc elasticity formula just to negate that effect. You take the average of the price, you take the average of the quantity. Right? So if the direction is not given, usually most of the time direction is given. We use the point elasticity formula. Price increases from X to Y. Okay. From 10 rupees to 20 rupees. Direction is given. But if you don't know what is the direction of the price, whether it is increasing or decreasing, then you can take the average. Nearby value will be the same. Slight difference will be there into the value. But you will get an idea whether it is more than elastic or less than elastic. There will be difference in arc calculation method and point calculation method. But that will not be very significant and very big. Eventually, they will tell you that whether the elasticity is more than 1, less than 1, or equal to 1. So there is no more question into the chat box. Mahesh ji, I'm sorry, thoda sa lamba ho gaya. We can close it, call it a day. But my dear friends, if you do not understand this lecture, it is a bit tricky. Just see the recorded lectures and come prepared in tomorrow's discussion board. Ask as many as numerical you can. Tomorrow discussion board, I will teach you the numerical. Various type of numerical on all these 4 or 5 types of price elasticity. And then you will be more confident about that. It is very easy. It is not difficult. Right? Come up with the questions tomorrow in the discussion board. In the discussion board tomorrow, we will solve the numerical. I promise. Till then, goodbye. Take care. Mahesh sir, let's close it a day. Call it a day.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for lovely session. Shall I stop recording?
हाँ जी आप प्लीज फीडबैक फॉर्म डाल दीजिए और रिकॉर्डिंग स्टॉप कर दीजिए. अभी फीडबैक डालिए.
I already shared the video. Okay.